And thanks for joining us for another edition of Weekend Winners. We talk all things Albion Park Saturday night harness racing, and it's another great program coming through. 10 races with action getting underway at 5:40. In this edition of Weekend Winners, proudly brought to you by 1Equine, we're going to speak with leading drivers Leonard, Cain and Brendan Barnes. Leonard Cain jumps in the hot seat to go through his busy night at Albion Park on Saturday night. He's got a number of drives and he's with us now. Leonard, appreciate the time.
No problems at all, Chris.
Race 1 for you on Saturday night. Tulhurst Ace is your drive. First time behind this guy, but he's going well for new trainer Donnie Smith.
Yeah, for sure, yeah. Obviously 3 starts ago when he won, he was impressive. And then, 2 starts ago, he wasn't beaten far in, I think, 53.6. So, he's got good form. Last start he was a little unlucky. Things didn't go his way from the awkward draw. I think, if we can sort of drop back at the start and at some point, try and work into it, I think he'll run a really nice race.
Yeah, he had genuine excuses there last time out. He was trapped wide on a really hot tempo. So no matter how good you are, you just couldn't have kept going at that sort of pace. So no excuses, no surprise to see him drop out there over the latter part.
No, for sure, yeah.
Okay, well, that's Tulhurst Ace in race number 1. Let's move across to race 3. Explicit Castle, drawn gate 8, the inside of the second row, but drawn behind a good beginner in Letizier, so he's going to be right in the mix here.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, no, I think there was a lot of merit in Explicit Castle's run last Saturday night. I was really impressed with him. It was a quick last half, and he still worked to the line really well. He was sort of inclined to get on the right line and hang in, the whole way up the straight. So I was sort of having to steer him at the same time as try and drive him forward, but I still thought that he found the line really well considering. So, I think the draw will definitely suit him this week. Like you say, he's drawn well there behind Letizier, and he looks to get a good trip. So I think he'll be making an impression late. What was the initial thought? Did you think Letizier would hold up or look for cover? Sort of a bit of a tough one. I think it'll probably try and hold up, but you just sort of have to see how it plays out, I suppose.
Even if you're 3 fence, he can still play a hand in the finish, can't he?
Oh, for sure, yeah. No, like I say, he was it was quite sharp there last Saturday night, so I was really impressed with that. I think he's racing well and very consistently. So I think if we sort of get the right sort of trip, and we're obviously going to be down there on the fence, which is the place to be. So I think he'll definitely be right there in the finish.
All right, race number 4. This is the Open. You're driving Mr. Freeze. He's in that sort of difficult range as far as his assessment is concerned, but geez, going well, this horse.
Oh, for sure. He's low flying. He's definitely, he hasn't been getting the right sort of luck probably lately, but he's been hitting the line really strongly. He's another one that Saturday night, he had to come wide in a quick last half, and he was really hitting the line well. So I was really impressed with his run Saturday, and he's very consistent. Obviously, he's in the Division 1 this week and drawing a little awkward, so he's going to have a lot go his way to sort of be featuring in the finish, but I think he'll run a really nice race.
What are you likely to do at the start, just grab up and go back?
Yeah, I think it's our only option, he's not blessed with much gate speed, and I think he's better just driven for that one run as it is anyway, so I think, like I say, if we can sort of drop in and obviously try and get into it at some point, I think he'll be right there at the finish.
Yeah, it pays to follow Mr. Freeze, going really well. Race 5, this mare continues to race exceptionally well, week in, week out. Pippa Maguire, beaten narrowly last week when second. Will it be her night on Saturday night?
Oh, I'd like to think so, but, she hasn't been blessed with a lot of luck lately, and things haven't really been going her way. She's sort of got a real short but sharp sprint. Obviously there on Saturday night, she was 1-1 on Ashley Nitro, and it sort of started to struggle early, so I had to pop around at the probably 650 metre marker. I had to pop around out of the 1-1 and get around to the chair and sort of sit quiet as long as I could, and then she really hit the line well. I was actually quite impressed with that run because it's not really her go, that was probably way too early for her to have to move, but considering that she still finished as well as she did and as close as she did, there was a lot of merit in that run. So she's another one. She'll need a lot of luck probably from the draw. It's an awkward draw for her, but she'll just have to drop in and hopefully be featuring in the finish.
All right, well, that's race 5, number 5, Pippa Maguire. Race 6, you're driving there's a chance. You know this guy, he's got good gate speed. Early thoughts, do you want to hold or look for cover?
That's obviously up to trainer Graham White, but, obviously first look at the field, I think we'll probably take a sit, but like I say, once I have a talk to Graham, I'll know a little bit more, but, I think I'd be looking to take a sit and you know, he's racing well enough, so I think if we were to sort of get a nice trip in there behind him, I think he'd be really smashing the line. So, you know, I think he'll run a nice race, and he's obviously got the draw to be featuring.
Okay, so with the right type of trip, he's a top 3 chance?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Okay. Race number 7, Shikadi is your drive. She comes up with the inside gate as well. Were you disappointed with her last week?
Not really, you know. It was her first start sort of in the big show there on the Saturday night, so I wasn't, no, I probably wasn't disappointed with it. Obviously, as you know, it takes a couple of runs to sort of season to that Saturday night racing, so I think that she'll only be better for the run. I think she'll be a lot better this week. But yeah, I wasn't, you know, she probably wasn't as sharp as what I kind of expected at first thought. But then, you know, I'm thinking back on it, it is a big step up going to the Saturday night. So I think, like I say, she'll definitely benefit from the run. And I think, you know, she's got the right draw this week to sort of hopefully get a little bit of luck and be featuring there in the finish again.
Well, that's important because when you look at this front line, you wouldn't say it's super fast, and she showed speed off the gate last week, so she's going to land a good spot here, so by the sound of it, she'll be better for that run last week.
Yeah, definitely, yeah. No, like you say, she led on her ear last week, and then we opted to take a sit, so I think we'll drive her much the same again this week, and hopefully we'll be right thereabouts in the finish.
All right, well, that's Shikadi in race 7. Let's move across to race 8, and you're clicking with this guy, SOHO SINATRA. 2 drives, 2 wins on this fella, and his past 2 wins have been super. One at Redcliffe and one at Albion Park on Tuesday.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no, he's been racing, you know, unbelievably. So credit to Donny, he's doing a great job with him. He obviously likes a change of scenery, and he's made a couple of gear changes. He's got the head check off him and that. So I think he's a little bit more comfortable, and, you know, hopefully he can sort of have the same sort of trip as the other day, and I think he'll feature in the finish. You know, the way he's been going, you know, you got to expect him to be right thereabouts.
Did he feel better at Redcliffe or on Tuesday?
Probably Tuesday, to be fair, you know, because he had to sort of do it the tough way. At Redcliffe, obviously, there was genuine speed set, and then we popped off late and really smashed the line. He still was exceptional at Redcliffe, but, you know, some people probably looked at it and went, oh, well, he sat 3 fence and got a good trip and was probably just lucky, but then, you know, his run on Tuesday sort of backed it up to sort of prove the fact that, you know, he's racing really well and he can do it, you know, either way. He's very versatile and, you know, he's getting back to form. So I think, like I say, if he can sort of get across and he can be thereabouts, I think he'll be smashing the line again, you know.
Okay. Now, interestingly, you drove Go Lightly last week and he really hit the line strongly behind Rock Bottom. He probably looms as the hardest to beat here from that inside draw.
I think so, Chris. Yeah, obviously coming up with the 1 alley, I think he's going to be the hardest one to beat, but we'll be doing our best.
Righto. Well, that's SOHO SINATRA. Race 9, Witch Hunt. You've been with this mare in her recent starts, and she's going really well, really far from the action. She's drawn nicely here in Gate 2. She's definitely in the mix again.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, no, like you say, she's very consistent and she's been racing well of late. So with the good draw, you know, there in the 2 alley, I think hopefully if we can land close enough with a bit of cover, I think she'll be smashing the line again this week. I can't see any reason that she wouldn't run another very nice race.
Where do you want to sort of be here? Is there a chance that you might end up 1-1? Misdemeanor probably looks the leader from the inside, and then you might get a few that might get over. So if you end up 1 out, 1 back, 1 out, 2 back, you'd be happy with that?
Yeah, I think so, Chris. Yeah, like you say, Misdemeanor obviously looks like I'd say they'll want to be holding up from the good draw. So hopefully if we can land 1-1, 1-2 and sort of sit as long as we can, I think that she'll be right there in the finish.
All right, well, that's Witch Hunt race 9. And in the last, just a bit noisy. Going super, this guy. Can he win that race on Saturday night?
Oh, I think he can, Chris. Yeah, like he's like you say, he's racing really well, and you know, he comes up with a good draw there. He drew 1, so hopefully if we can step away and you know, he's fairly safe away, so I think there's been no problems there. But if we can sort of get away quickly, I think if we can land in behind, you know, one of them better ones, I think he'll be smashing the line.
Okay. If this race was 2138, would you be more confident?
Yeah, probably, but you know, I think that he races fairly consistently. You know, he's obviously he turns up week in, week out. He's run over the mile the other night, was really well too. So you know, I know he got a good trip and everything, but I thought that there was a lot of merit in that run. So he's definitely racing well enough to feature.
Okay, well, it's a busy night for you, but it's a good night because there's several good chances there. Which one are you looking forward to most?
Probably SINATRA. It's hard to go past him the way he's racing. So, yeah, hopefully we can keep the streak going.
Righto, race 8, number 4, SOHO SINATRA. Leonard, as always, really appreciate the time. We'll see you trackside.
Too easy. Thanks very much.
Brendan Barnes is now joining us to go through his book of drives, and he's with us now. Brendan, appreciate the time.
No worries, Chris.
We start with race 3, horse 7, the Rock and Roll King. No doubt you would have been a little disappointed with this barrier draw.
Yeah, he's cursed with barriers, the poor bugger. He never gets any sort of luck at all when it comes to draws. But, you know, it's quite a handy little field, and he'll be better for the run. He's sort of had an easy couple of weeks, and yeah, whatever he does Saturday night, he'll be much better for.
Okay. He is going well, though, isn't he? Like, I know he was unplaced last time out. Probably doesn't look all that good on paper, a big 8 next to his name, but the run was okay.
Yeah, and he's more than capable, and if it's sort of run to suit and he gets a good trip and a good track up into the race, he's got good speed, so yeah, it all just comes down to what happens.
All right. Race number 4, this is the Open. Promises to be a really good race. DEUS is your drive. Are you happy with the way he's going right now? Couldn't
be happier. He's just getting better and better every week. He felt enormous last week, and his work this week's felt even better again.
Just looking at him on the screen there, he looks enormous. He looks a fit and healthy horse right now.
Yeah, he's an absolute monster. Just sort of looking at him from behind, you don't really get a horse as wide and as big and as strong as he is. So, yeah, he seems to be improving week in, week out, and I think sort of within the space of the next 3 months or so, he'll just keep going from strength to strength.
How does this race play out on Saturday night? You're squeezed in between Black Sedans and Governor Jujon.
Yeah, it's tricky. Obviously, it's not kind to draw out there, but he's a go-forward horse, and we'll just sort of have to play it by ear and go forward and probably just see how sort of hard we go forward.
Okay, he couldn't have done any more last week against Governor Jujon.
No, I thought his run was super.
Yeah, probably the best that he's delivered since he's been here?
For sure.
Okay, well that's DEUS. That promises to be a really good race. Race number 5, you're driving Get Ready to Rock. Can we expect better this week from her?
Yeah, she was just a little bit underdone sort of last week. She needed the run. It probably would have been a good race for her to be Cherry Rock, because she sort of likes to roll along a bit, but we were just a bit hesitant to sort of force too much pressure with where she was at. But this week there's a bit of speed inside her, but we'll probably have to look to get forward again, and she's probably near that point where we can sort of try and make a race of it.
Is there any chance that you could cross those to your inside?
We'll have a look. I don't think so, but we'll definitely have to have a look.
Okay, but she's a player though in that race.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, let's move across now until race number 10, OSHANTER. This guy is going absolutely super. Can he win again?
Yeah, I think so. Obviously, it's a big step up in grade, but he's got the front marker, and it all just really comes down to his manners, really. He's shown he's got the ability, so he just needs to bring his manners.
And he's proven at this trip as well he can handle any distance range.
Yeah, for sure. And to be quite honest, I think we've driven him upside down. I know he sort of won his last 5, but he'll be a much better horse when we see him off a helmet and driven for the last 200 metres.
Okay. Now, originally you were talking, or Jack was talking about the Jim McNeil with his win streak building each and every time. Has he gone past that now?
He has. We sort of were umming and ahhing what to do with him, and at the stage we were going to have to make the decision. It was a month until the first lot of heats, and just with him being sort of such a temperamental horse with his manners, it was just sort of probably easy that we just sort of kept going while he's in form rather than trying to give him an easy bit of a time, and then sort of knowing our luck, we'd probably give him, miss a month of race, and he'd come out and want to start galloping in the heats. So we just thought we'd keep him going while he's in form, and we think he's good enough to just race and be competitive on Saturday nights anyway.
How deep can he go, do you think?
Oh, I think he's pretty good, and I'm just really interested to see how he's going to go when he's driven off a helmet. I think he'll sort of follow good speed all day and peel out and sort of show good speed.
He does have that change-up speed. That's his key weapon, isn't it?
Yeah, for sure.
All right. Well, out of your drives on Saturday night, which one are you looking forward to most?
Probably OSHANTER.
All right. We've got to be patient. Wait for the last. Race 10, number 3. Brendan, as always, appreciate the time.
Thanks,
we'll see you trackside.
Thank you, Tat.
As always, a big thanks to both Leonard and Brendan giving up their time and insights ahead of the big card of racing this Saturday night. Time now for a good thing. I stopped Manila Playboy last week, but this week we're coming up nice and early. Race 1, number 5, It Ain't the Money. I thought the first up run last week was terrific. Off a bad draw, moves to the front row. He loves the mile, and Narissa McMullen, who's one of our Team Teal ambassadors here in Queensland, along with Chloe Butler, they're off to a flyer, Narissa McMullen. Plenty of winners already in the month of February, so she's raising vital funds and awareness in the fight against ovarian cancer. She's got a prime opportunity here with It Ain't the Money. So he's the best bet for me. Race 1, number 5. We'll see you track trackside, the first of 10 at 5:40.